Here to talk about how the USO is uniquely positioned to support service families, members, and their families during the holiday season and beyond is CEO, USO's new CEO, Lieutenant General, retired Michael Linnington. Good morning, Michael. How are you?
Good morning, James, and thanks for having me on, sincerely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. So tell us about a little bit about your role with the USO.
Yeah, so I'm the CEO. I've been on the team for about a month now, and previous to this, I served as CEO of Wounded Warrior Project, and before that was 35 years active duty in the U.S. Army. And during those 35 years, James, I'll tell you, the USO was with me and the units I was a part of at countless locations around the world, especially in really austere locations and in harm's way.
What is the USO's mission?
Our mission is to increase the wellness and the resilience of our nation's sons and daughters in the military. And we do that in a variety of ways. Our mission has really been the same since our founding almost 85 years ago. The USO is the constant companion for service members when they deploy forward, and we're constant companions for the families that are left behind. And while the service member is forward deployed, we're on 261 post camps and stations, remote bases, aircraft carriers, destroyers, airport lounges where service members deploy through, just there as a presence to keep them connected to their families and bring them together as a military family when they're in these austere locations.
You know, the USO has been around for more than 80 years. How is it still relevant today?
James, I'll tell you, we're as relevant today as we were in World War II. We have 200,000 soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Guardians deployed around the world in 170 locations. The USO is in most of those locations with those forward deployed troops, being there with them to provide them the comfort, care, compassion that they need in some very difficult times, and keeping them connected to their families is as important today as it was when the USO was founded in 1941. People have always known the USO for the entertainment packages that entertain the troops. Bob Hope, Dan Margaret, Robin Williams, Toby Keith. I witnessed a whole bunch of those when I was in Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait, Korea, Germany. We still do those entertainment tours with some world-class talent that go out and entertain our troops, especially those forward deployed. So that mission continues. But more importantly today, we focus on the service members and their families, especially over the holidays when, that sense of isolation, longing, belonging, and missing their families really comes into focus. So we want to be there with them to provide that home away from home and give them the opportunity to call back home, speak with their kids, talk to their parents, read their children bedtime stories, do those kind of things. And that's what the USO does today and will continue to do for hopefully the next 85 years.
It was interesting when you brought up Bob Hope. I said, you and I remember Bob Hope going on those tours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
in fact, my first forward deployed location was performers that probably you and I remember, but not many other listeners know about. Curtis Blow and his dancers in Afghanistan in the most austere conditions you can imagine.
I hear you. This is great. What makes the USO unique among military support organizations?
We're unique because we have that relationship with the Department of Defense, now the Department of War, that allows us to go with the units, go where these service members are forward deployed. Not just at the post camps and stations where they come from, but we're in the locations where they're going to. It might be a training center in the United States. It might be a training base in Eastern Europe where we're training NATO allies to fight the wars, in Ukraine. It may be on the southwest border with organizations and units that are deployed in the southwest border. It may be in Alaska. It may be in Guam, Korea, Japan. We're in all those locations. Most importantly, we are on the bases and locations where large concentrations of military service members live. And then when they deploy from those locations forward, we go with them at the forward locations and keep them connected to their families back home.
How can everyday Americans support the USO?
Well, a variety of ways. I would ask all Americans that are listening to your show to just go to our website at uso.org, uso.org, and find ways to contribute. You can write a letter to a service member. You can volunteer your time and talent. We have more than 20,000 volunteers around the world that are donating their time and talent to be a USO volunteer. Many of them are veterans. And then if you have the means, obviously a small donation over the holidays to help keep our mission alive for the next 85 years, all of that is appreciated. And I just thank everybody, especially over the Thanksgiving holiday and the season of giving, to remember the millions of Americans that are forward deployed today, keeping us safe and protecting our freedoms and way of life.
I've been speaking with USO's new CEO, Lieutenant General retired Michael Linnington, and we've been talking about the USO forward bases, entertainment, and Curtis Blow. General, thank you so much for talking to us this morning.
Thanks so much, sir. Yes, sir.